welcome back. Sorry we're running a little behind today. Oh, hey, good to see you, Rex. All right, if you're with us online, thanks so much for being here. If you look underneath the video you're watching right now, you'll see the description for the class, the equipment, everything gets set up beforehand so you're prepared. If you're ever here in person, we have all the same information on the board to get you going. Just kind of a reminder, this first week, right, looks a little bit different. We won't go over all the same education we did last class. Just as a real quick reminder, remember to keep that strong brace posture through class. Remember to activate it, squeeze the glutes, lift the pelvic floor, bladder up into the stomach. You'll feel that tight pull in. Tighten the core around that lift. Shoulder blades back and down, head up in a neutral position. Keeping them about 2 out of 10 intensity. That's how you keep that strong brace posture as you're working through these lifts, okay? Secondary reminder, this week is also a little bit shorter of a workout. We're only doing 3 rounds today, just kind of as a lead-in on the first week of classes. Starting next week, we'll be doing the full class with all 4 rounds. With this class, we'll have a warm-up at the start, cool down at the end. The workout of this class is we have 4 rounds total. Like I said, today is 3. Normally it's 4. Each round is going to consist of 2 movements that we're going to superset 4 times, okay? So what that looks like is we'll do thrusters for 30 seconds, right into nope, wrote that wrong. It's bent over rows. You can do either one. For 30 seconds, that'll be 1 set, and then we'll repeat that. Right into thrusters, 30 seconds. Bent over rows or RDLs for 30 seconds. That's the second set. 4 sets through. That's 1 round done. You get a 1-minute rest period before we move on to round 2, okay? So going into, and then at the end, we're going to roll some dice. We'll roll a D20, the class, right? We'll roll a D20 for charisma. If you get a 1 through 5, we're going to redo a whole round of the workout. You get a 6 through 10, we're going to do a 2-minute finisher. 11 through 19, we'll go right to cool down stretching. If you get a 20, we'll do cool down stretching today, and next class we won't even roll. Go right to cool down. So movements that we got. First one today is, we all still braced? No one lost it, right? Not at all. Not at all. All right, first one, thrusters. So you're going to be, and remember, weight is always optional. If we're talking about weight, you don't have to utilize weight, just if you want to. So you're going to be holding your weight here. You're going down into a squat, and then exploding up out of that squat, pressing up overhead with that weights, and you're just going right back down into that movement, okay? Next one we have, apparently RDLs or bent over row, up to you. So RDLs, you're loading through the glutes, pushing those hips back as you drop down, looking for that stretch through the glute and hamstrings, okay? Don't let the glutes shut off. They should be active through that full range of motion. Then you're going to press those hips forward, squeeze the glutes at the top, then move right back down, moving through that movement, okay? Bent over row, we brought it back for a little bit more practice because sometimes that movement can be difficult to get down. So we're in that hinge position. We have our weights. We're pulling those elbows back, squeezing, right, through the back, through the scapula in that position, all right? And if you want, you can also do a ratio of RDL to bent over row, whatever you prefer. Next one we got is going to be star jump supersetted with mountain climbers. So whenever there's a superset, which the last one apparently should have been, whenever there's a superset, you get to pick your own ratio, right? Just like we talked about in the first class. You could do all star jumps, you could do all mountain climbers, you could do 2 star jumps into 3 mountain climbers, vice versa. It's whatever you want to kind of mix up that movement, okay? Star jumps, your feet are starting close together, okay? And when you're here, you're going down, tapping those angles, then jumping into the air. And when you jump, you're going to open both feet, okay? So you're like this, and you're going to land back down into that position and tap again. So you're just doing those explosive jumps, opening the arms, opening the legs, okay? If you want to get rid of the jump and still do that movement, you can be right here, okay? You can get rid of that jump. Or if you want, when you come out, you can step out and then go back down and tap and step back out. So you have some options if you want to protect those joints a little bit. That one is supersetted with mountain climbers. So with mountain climbers, you're down on the floor and you're alternating driving those feet up, okay? If you want to add additional push-ups for a little bit more upper body work, feel free on those mountain climbers. Next movement we have with that one in round 2 is going to be animal pose holds. So for this one, you're going to be on all 4s in this position, and all you're going to do is lift those knees about 1 inch off the ground, okay? So you're just going to hold that position for that 30 seconds. Big thing with it, right? Set the scapula, tighten the core, engage the glutes. Try not to just rest into your joints, but actively engage the muscles in that movement. Next one we got, rotating power plank taps. So again, apparently should have just stayed on the floor. Keep getting up and down. So for this one, we're in that low plank position. Biggest thing about when we're doing power planks, right? When you do a low plank, a lot of times you're just kind of resting on the joint in that position. So we want to be intentional of actively squeezing the floor together, okay? So engage the glutes, tighten the core. Once you're here, then you're pulling, squeezing that floor together as hard as you can, and then you're going to twist and tap, back to center, twist and tap. And you're either tapping the quad or the hips, whatever's most comfortable, onto the floor. Onto the floor while you're doing that, okay? Feel free to take those breaks as needed, like we talked about in the first class. There's not a lot of breaks planned into each round. So if you, know your limits. If you're getting gassed out, just take a second, breathe. When you're ready, get back into it. Last one we have is going to be manual leg extensions. This is where the Sandbell can come in handy. It's just for really comfortability on the tops of your feet. So tops of your feet, go on the Sandbell. From here, you engage the glutes, okay? Push those hips forward. Once you have that position, okay, if you want additional work, you can hold on to a weight here. But you're leaning back just as far as you can control it, okay? Loading through the quads and then controlling your way back up. Biggest thing we want to do is on the way back up, try to stop short of the top so you're keeping that tension, right? We don't want a bunch of rest in between each rep we're doing. So try to see how many of them you can string together without needing that break. And remember, nothing wrong with the break. We're just trying to see how many we can do. Good form, good range of motion, right? Consistent speed. And then when you need that break, just take that break. Biggest problem we see here is as you go back, you start letting your hips collapse, and then you're no longer loading the quads, right? You're loading into the glutes, and that's not what we're looking for. And then at the end, like I said, when we roll those die, 2-minute finisher today is just straight 2 minutes of toe touches. So don't pick that. Don't roll that. Any questions before we get started? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to get it. If you're online, I'm not muted. If you have any questions, shoot them in the chat. But let's rock and roll. Let's warm up. Whoop. All right, starting with those jumping jacks. Remember, keep that slight brace posture. If you want to start here, minimize that impact, help out the joints, feel free. We're only at about 40-50% effort. Just kind of warming up the body, waking up the muscles. We got 2 rounds of this warm-up, and we'll pick it up. Air squats. Remember, these arches strong into the floor, knees in line with those toes. Keep those glutes active. Nice job. Remember, we want quality, not just reps. Marches. Just drive that knee up in front. With these marches, looking to activate through the abdominals, tighten that core as you drive that knee up. Try to pay attention. Don't just want to use those hip flexors, but engage through the abdominals. Twist towards that knee, back to center. Keep that arch strong in that foot, knee in line with that toe. Arm circles. Reverse. Opposite direction. Inchworms into those push-ups. Don't round that low back. Bend those knees and hinge. Walk out into that plank. Into that push-up. Walk up into that stretch in that downward dog. Breathe through it. Walking back out. Jumping jacks. Round 2 of that warm-up. Picking up that tempo. Getting that heart rate up a little bit. Stay braced.
Somebody said they saw you. The person you were kissing wasn't me. And I would never ask you.
Air squats.
I just kept it to
Picking up that tempo, but still keeping that control. Arches strong. Knee in line. Glutes stay active.
And if you creep in, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know.
Marches. Feel those abdominals.
If you're better off that way, baby, all that I can say. If you're better off that way, baby, all that I can say.
Lunges alternating. Keep that arch strong in that foot. Grip that floor. Knee in line with that toe. Load that glute. And it's not about being quick. It's about being controlled. Moving through that range of motion. Trying to get a little further in that twist each time. Arm circles. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Round that back. Don't round that back. Find that stretch in the top. Take a break. We got. All right, we got 10 seconds. And we're doing this thing. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Those thrusters. Remember, watch yourself in the mirror. Make sure that symmetry is put together. One side's not being all weird. Here, press up. Switch, RDL or that bent over row. Up to you. Good job. Thrusters. Whew. Nice job. RDL, spin over row. Load those glutes. Thrusters. Let's go. RDL, spin over row. Woo. Thrusters. Woo. RDL, spin over row. Take a break. Woo. All right. This one's gonna be tough. Star jumps into those mountain climbers. You can add that push-up. These are supersetted. That animal pose hold. Keep the whole body locked in that hold. Don't let the joints do the work. Make the muscles do it. Ready, bro? Let's get it. We got 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock and roll. So you're tapping, explode, land. Tap, explode. You can also be here. You can get rid of that jump. Let's be right here. And superset as you want. If you can drop down to mountain climbers, you're right here. Switch, animal pose. Hands, knees, and feet, all in line. Lift those knees. Don't let the knees cave in. Straight line from hand, knee to ankle. Tighten everything up. Don't round that back. Shoulder blade strong. Now you know why this one's going to be brutal. Let's go. We're back into those jumps. Modify as you need. Take those breaks as you need. This is a tough round. Woo, animal pose. Let's go. Hands, knees, feet, straight line. Tighten up that core. Lift. Whew. Star jumps, mountain climbers. Let's get it. On those mountain climbers, keep the weight on the hands, much as you can. Animal pose. If you need to, set a goal. Be like, I'm going to hold for 5 seconds. Hit that 5 seconds. If your goal's 10, get 10. You don't have to make it all 30. Switch. Last set, y'all. Come on. We got this. Let's get it. Weight more on the hands than the feet here. Animal pose. Hold. Last one and we get a break, y'all. Let's go. Take a break. 1 minute. Nice work, yos. Round 3 is here. We got rotating pee-pee taps. Supersetted with those leg extensions. Remember, take that break as you need, as you want. If you haven't been in it a while, right? Know those limits. Pull back on that accelerator. If you've been grooving for a while, let's get after it. We got 25 seconds, and we're into that final round. Rotating pee-pee taps. There's one thing Jameson gave us, pee-pee taps. Wait, I don't need that yet. What am I doing? All right, in 3, 2, 1. Rotating, let's go. In that low plank. Squeeze those glutes. Pull that floor together. Keep those hips low. Twist, hit, twist, hit. It can help if you take your feet off the mat. Twisting on the mat just kind of wrecks them. Squeeze that floor together. Manual leg extensions. I can't see the timer. All right, hips forward, just rock and roll. How far back can you get it? Control back up. Load through those quads. Stop short of the top. Keep those hips forward. Don't let those hips go back. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Nice job. Switch. We're back down into those pee-pee taps. Squeeze that floor together. Come on. Don't let that core release on those twists. Switch. Manual leg. Stay with it, stay with it. Keep those glutes squeezed. That's what's going to keep those hips up. Don't let it drop. Oh, rotated. Let's go. Stay with it, yos. Come on. Nice job. Squeeze the floor together. Use that rectus abdominis and pull. Let's get it, let's get it. Switch. Manuals. Almost there, y'all. Come on. We got this. You need to slow it down. Take 10 seconds in between each round. Squeeze those glutes. Hips stay up. Come on. We're down. Last set, y'all. Come on. Let's finish it strong here. Keep it going if you're in it. Let's get after it. Switch. Woo. Last move, y'all. Come on. We're basically there. Nice job. And now you can keep the hips forward. Nice job. Stop short of the top. Take a break. Woo. It's die time. Do or die time. Oh, Katie's our new intern. We'll let her roll for us today. You got it. Good rolls, 1 through 5. We redo 6 through 10. 2-minute finisher. Anything else, we're good. What we got? 5, we're redoing a round, yo. Which round we doing? Four. We don't have a 4th round. Do we want to cool down? Do it again? Raise your hand if you want to cool down. Yeah. All right, let's roll it again. Just a little one. If it's 4 again. All right, 1, thrusters, RDL, bent over rows. We got 35 seconds. And we're hitting it. Whew. All right, know your limits. Know where you're at, right? If you feel pretty gassed, get rid of the weight. Slow those reps down. Take rests in between. You don't have to push for this one. But if you've been in it for a minute and you want to get after it, let's go. We're going in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's hit it, y'all. Come on. You can also switch it up. You can do a different movement if you want. You can just do squats. You can just do that press. Switch. Oh yeah, RDL, bent over row. Switch. Thrusters. RDL, bent over row. Squat thrusters. RDL, bent over row. Switch, last set. You know what you need here. Switch, bent over row, RDL. Let's finish it here. Push or don't push, you know where you're at. You know what you need. Take a break. Woo. My peeps at home, nice work today. My peeps in class, nice job. Nice work. Nice job today. Nice job, bro. Nice work. Work, Eugene. Nice job, Rex. What do you get, Terry? No, Tish. Huh? All right, we're gonna get ready for a cool down. Feel free if you want to keep your mat out, but you can clean up and put the rest of your equipment away. We'll get started with that cool down here in a minute. Nice work, y'all. Picked up that intensity a little bit from Tuesday. We can do hard things. As you're getting ready for that cool down, start to slow that breathing down. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Remember, working on that breathing technique. When you inhale in, you should feel that rib cage expand in 360 degrees. Front should go forward, back should go back, side should come out. Really work on increasing that breath volume. And when you're ready, we'll start with those deeper breaths, inhaling up and in. Exhaling out on that way down. If you're somebody that usually has tight posterior, those exhales are a good opportunity to really push those hips back. Find that stretch through those hamstrings. When you're ready on that next exhale, we're gonna pull that right arm across for that first stretch. Is anybody overly tight anywhere from Tuesday? Neck. You weren't even here Tuesday. Got it. Anyone else? We did do some abs and legs though. Last time you said what to do, I think I did the opposite on accident. When you're ready, go and release and switch. Through all these stretches, work to be intentional. That slight braced posture, about 2 out of 10 intensity. Trying to keep those breaths, stretch a little further on those exhales. So we're slowly increasing that flexibility, mobility, and progressing. When you're ready, go ahead and release. We're gonna bring the hands behind the back, interlock those fingers. We're gonna roll that head and neck. If you find somewhere that's really tight, if you wanna keep it there, continue to breathe through that same spot, feel free. During these stretches, this time is meant for you. If you have a spot or you have stretches you know you want to do because you're really tight, feel free to throw them in. You don't have to follow mine. Mine are just here if you want to. When you're ready, go ahead and release. We're going to inhale up and in. On that exhale, we're going to drop down into that full floor squat, pushing those hips back and down, working to keep those feet flat. If you need to readjust the feet, feel free to find a good spot here. Once you're here, if you got that position, if you can't quite get the heels down, keep the weight on your hands, and over time you can work a little bit deeper into that squat. Once you have that squat, if you can, try sit up tall, pull that low back in. If you want more inner thigh stretch, elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together, press those palms down. So open up those hips a little bit further. Remember to breathe. When you're ready, we're going to slowly bring it backwards down into a seated position, and then we're going to roll onto our backs here. From here, go and bring up that left leg, that left knee. We're gonna pull it into that chest or that armpit. Wherever you find that best stretch. You can rotate the ankles if you want to add a little ankle mobility here. It feels nice. But when you're ready, we're gonna take that right knee, we're gonna pull it across, keeping that opposite arm and shoulder down. And we're gonna release through that torso, through that thoracic cavity, and breathe. Remember to know that you own a position. You should be able to take a 5-second inhale, 5-second hold, 5-second exhale. If you can't do that, make that stretch a little easier. Don't go quite so far. It's a good rule of thumb to test that position. When you're ready, go and release back to center. Give that leg one last squeeze, and when you're ready, we're going to drop it down. We're going to bring that opposite leg up. Again, bring that knee to armpit or chest, wherever you find that best stretch. You can give those ankles some 360-degree rotation here. And when you're ready, we're going to take that knee, same stretch, opposite side. We're going to pull it across, keeping that opposite arm and shoulder down. And again, 5-second breath series. I can let you know how far to take that stretch. It also shows you if your body is hiding tension anywhere. It's going to reveal it. Sometimes as we stretch, right, get a lot of tension, we tend to hold our breath. When we hold our breath, it tells the body that this isn't a safe position, and therefore the muscles won't relax and let go. You breathing is what tells the body this is a safe position, and we'll let the muscles relax and get some benefit from that stretch. When you're ready, go and release back to center. Give that leg one last squeeze. We're going to drop that leg down, come up into a seated position. From here, we're going to take that right ankle, bring it back behind, dropping that knee into the floor, leaning back onto that opposite right elbow, moving into that quad stretch. If you can keep going back further. I just definitely cannot. But you can go back as far as you're able to, increasing that stretch. If you want a little bit more stretch, squeeze that glute, press that hip up. That's going to extend that quadriceps muscles, the rectus femoris that crosses through the hip. When you're ready, go and release it. Kick that leg forward, bring that opposite ankle back. Bringing that knee down, same stretch, opposite side. Chop, squeeze that glute, keep that hip up as much as you're able. Remember to breathe, don't hold that breath. You should be able to do 5-second breath series. You don't need to do the 5 seconds the whole time. It's just a good test. When you're ready, you can go ahead and release that leg. If you want to stay and continue to stretch, feel free, but we're running out of class time, so we're going to finish with those last breaths. Inhaling up and in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth on the way down. Nice work today, y'all. Great job. Don't forget homework. Good solid dinner tonight. Drink lots of water. Prioritize sleep. Remember, you're going to be recovering over the next 2 to 4 days from this workout. Workout's the fun part. Outside of the workout is when you recover and grow. So make sure over those few days, eating well, sleeping well, hydrating well, stay braced throughout your day. We'll see you Tuesday. Have a nice night.